Well, good morning, everyone. It's time for the weekly edition of The John Show. John McCauley with MKS Instruments / Ophir / Spiricon / Photon / Newport. I am the key accounts manager for Automotive accounts, and I just wanted to bring you an update on what's been going on with Automotive. I had a pretty interesting week last week. Went to the Bay Area in California to dig a little bit deeper into LIDAR. So LIDAR is something that I knew just about nothing about, but I actually learned quite a bit about LIDAR last week, and it was extremely interesting. Not only LIDAR, but other sensing technologies used for autonomous driving. So anyways, very, very interesting. I learned quite a bit. One thing that I learned is that these autonomous driving applications they are quickly developing, so that's interesting. There are obviously some legal and insurance ramifications and issues that need to be dealt with before the technology really takes hold. In addition to legal lines being drawn, the technology really isn't that mature. It's been around for roughly about 10 years or so, as far as the sensors and the technology used for guiding the car and all that. And so the technology is relatively immature, and there's a lot of different directions that people are taking. There are I heard one guy from Ford talk and said, he told me that 5 years ago there were about 4 different companies that he was tracking as far as LIDAR technologies. Currently in the Bay Area there are 84 companies, all trying to find their place in the world. And so we met with a couple of these companies last week, learned quite a bit from them on how they are approaching the problems and solving those problems. But it's very interesting. Autonomous driving as a whole, a 30,000 foot view, there are different stages of autonomous driving, and we are currently in level. There are 5 levels. We are currently in the development of level 3. Level 0 is obviously no help with your driving. Level 1 is what's called feet off, and that is cruise control. We are there. We've been there for several years, probably since the 80s. I want to say the 80s. We've had cruise control. The next level, I can't remember what they call it, but it's effectively the sensors that are on a lot of today's cars that will help you with lane changes and sensors that help you not bump into other cars and things like that while you're driving, while you're backing up, things of that nature. Cameras, backup cameras. So there's that level, which it's pretty relatively established technology. Level 3 is called hands-off. Some car companies are doing this already, but it is effectively, the driver still to some degree, or to a large degree, has to remain they have to remain engaged on the driving, but they can take their hands off of the vehicle and the vehicle will steer itself. Level 4, level 5, I can't remember exactly what they are called. I know level 5 is called mind off. So there's feet off, there's hands off, there's eyes off, and eventually I think that's level 4 is eyes off, and number 5, level 5 is mind off, which is kind of the holy grail of autonomous driving. We're about 25 years out from what I understand to where we need to be. It's obviously just a guess. That could very easily ramp up a little bit quicker than. It all depends on what kind of money goes into it. But again, there's some legal ramifications, and insurance has to get involved. There's, for instance, what to do when crossing a state line. You've got different laws and such. So we're a ways out, but yeah, mind off autonomous driving is the holy grail. It's you get in a vehicle and you I can't even wrap my head around this. You get into a vehicle, you tell it where to go, and it goes, and you do whatever you want to in the vehicle without giving any regard to the drive at all, with the exception of looking out the window or whatever. But I was talking to my wife about it yesterday, and she's just like, nope, not gonna ever do that. So anyway, it's very, very interesting. Autonomous driving is obviously, it touches automotive, so it's going to fall in my realm as far as account management. But it's a technology that I have yet to fully wrap my head around and find out where the pain points are for the research and the development of these products. So what I think, and I've still yet to really talk to somebody specifically about this, but there are light sources that are used for the LIDAR system. So it's effectively, if you think of a radar system, you're using sound to send a signal out, bounce off, and come back. Radar still is used. It's an established technology. It's not that accurate as something like using a light source. Using a light source for that, pulses light out into space, and it, based on the feedback from the signal that comes back, you can actually develop a 360-degree map around the vehicle to tell where objects are. And it's at that point, when you get that signal back, it's identifying what the object is, whether it be a truck or a bicycle or a pedestrian. And obviously you want to do this several times a second to get velocity and acceleration information back to the vehicle as well. So not only what the object is, how fast it's going, does this object have the right of way, so there's all these problems are being solved, and it's just an amazing piece of technology. So that's what I did last week. Very cool. Right now I'm on my way up to, you guessed it, Detroit once again for a conference. This conference is one that I've been attending for several years. I attended 4 or 5 years while I was with Ophir before, and this is my first time attending now that I'm back. But it's the ALAW conference, Advanced Laser Applications Workshop, specifically for automotive, the automotive market segment. So I'm going to be seeing a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time, hopefully, and of course making some new friends. So I'm looking forward to going up there and engaging in this conference. We are not speaking at this conference, which I'm not sure what happened there, but we really, really need to be presenting a presentation at this conference every single year, and so that'll be up to me, I'm sure, to work on that. So coming up on my 10-minute mark, so I hope everybody is having a great day. Go out and make it a good one, and I'm sure I'll have some more updates here in the next few weeks or so. Ta-ta for now.